Before we start to fix this sequence, I wanted to point out one of the settings that I didn't point out in the previous video, and that's these two little buttons down here. Again, if you hit Command 3, you can see them in the Multicam tab. They're the Previous in Group and Next in Group buttons. And what they do is, if you're on a shot in the sequence and you want to be able to see some other shot, all you have to do is click on those up and down arrows and you can move from shot to shot in the sequence. For example, let's take a look at this. Right now I'm on the big jib camera here. There's really not a lot of movement until later, and so for me camera 2 doesn't really work and camera 1 is better. You can use the up and down arrow keys, which are mapped with the previous and next, and you can see I can now stay with camera 1. So even though there's an edit there, it's a match edit and it rolls right through. And then at this point, this would be nice to have camera 2. Camera 1's getting a little shaky, and I think camera 2 would be nice at that point. So I can hit the down arrow key, and now I've got camera 2 in this spot. Camera 3, they really haven't started running in camera 3 yet, and I think I'd really like to see more of this jib shot. So I'm going to hit up until I get to the jib shot. There it is. So now the jib shot rolls through both of these shots, and when he says go, right about there, I'd like to see the runners run. Well, basically, this works just like any other Avid editing. You can trim by just selecting this and rolling this roller back. So when he puts his hand up and screams go, that's where I want to cut to the shot with the runners taking off. I'll get myself out of trim mode, and unfortunately I'm still on him. I don't want to be on him, I want to be on the runners. So now I just press the up arrow key, which gets me the runners, and the runners take off. We want to see them run for a while, and then I want to be able to see this kind of celebration shot in the it's probably good. Maybe I'll cut to it a little earlier where the sun comes out from behind his jacket. That's where we want to trim this back to. I'll just select it and drag back until the sun comes popping out from behind his jacket, and that's how we'll do that edit. Get out of trim mode again, scrub along. That's a fun shot. We don't want to see him put his hands down. That's kind of anticlimactic. So while his hands are still up, again we'll go into trim mode and just drag this back until just before he puts his hands down. Let go of that, and from there on in it'll be, there's really no other shot to use. It'll just be the runners running past the camera. We can watch that now.
Guys, have a very safe race. Adventure racing is about to begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
A much better looking edit, and that's how you can modify and clean up your multicam edits.